which is good. Which is good. So let's talk about anybody else. Anybody got a screen they want to show and kind of come back, see what they've got? John? Nope.
I can't find on Genealogy Assistant. I can't find where you sign up for a plan or a subscription. There's a research plan. It's $2,500.
No.
You have to
Yeah.
add it as an extension on your browser.
I did. I installed it, and it brought up the homepage, and there's nothing on there about a subscription. It tells me everything that it can do, but it doesn't give me.
Glenn, if I make you co-host, can you show how you do it?
Maybe.
Maybe. Let me see what happens. I'm going to make you co-host so you can share. Yes.
If I can.
Because every time I do an extension, it's always a challenge. Okay.
I've got it active on my ancestry here.
Yeah.
If I go up to these three dots, this is in Chrome, and go to extensions, I can manage extensions and access that extension. I should be able to.
Where is it? I don't see it. Okay. Are you
yeah, here it should be down here. Genealogy assistant. Here's details.
And it tells I can let me, you want me to bring mine up? I'll try that. Okay. As long as you guys are going to be not laugh at me. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to share my screen. Share. There's Google. Share. Okay. And if I go into Ancestry, just a second here, ancestry.com, and I come up here, and here are my extensions. I don't have a whole lot of them. There's my genealogy assistant. And I just click on it and it automatically, actually it attaches itself automatically. But here's all the features that you get. Family tree screenshot tools, through line screenshot tools. Here I have chosen to have download matches. And so it does, I'll show you how that comes up there. And then you can also do shared matches. You can download your through lines. It gives you all sorts of things. That's Ancestry. Then if I do family search, it's, my heritage, it's got all sorts of things that I can do. So, I mean, it's set up for all sorts of things. And it lets you make your display be lighter or darker or so forth and so on. So mine's just, I don't know how I did it, but I just got it.
You probably want to go through the video. He's got a video, it's almost an hour, that goes through every option on the menu.
Yeah, and it does. And then
if I go, okay, it popped up finally. Trial for genealogy assistant. Enter your email to start a 40. It just popped up. It wasn't on the website anywhere. There was nothing I could click on to get this. But
yeah, it just does. Now, when your week is up, it will, if you try to open that extension, it will tell you have to pay for it. And that's when you get to do it. So, but what it does is since I have chosen to have matches, come on, let's see what happens here. Open my matches. It automatically, because I've got the extension open, it automatically adds this right here, download CVS.
Okay.
So it's nothing I have to do. It's just there. as we go through there, because I have checked the box to have that happen. One of the other things that it does is on the shared matches, somebody asked me, how does this work? Let's do, I'll choose my sister, and just because she's the first one that shows up. And then if I do shared matches with her, that doesn't make sense because it was Glenn showed his, it came up in big red letters here, and it
Yeah,
did that
that's
automatic. It did
that's
that
one of the
automatically.
options
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
may have turned off.
Okay. Didn't mean to do that.
Another option is that sort by your matches match.
Yeah.
Right at the top of the list, there's a button
Yeah.
you click there to
This one
resort
here.
that.
Yeah.
No,
And
there's one next to their name with one of the options in Genealogical Assistant.
okay.
You just click right there, do it.
Next to their name.
Yeah, but it's an option you must have.
Oh, I haven't turned on the option. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Let's go see if I can find the colors. I want to put colors on here. I don't know how I did it, but I added big red letters. Color code DNA matches by side, DNA pinner. I'm not sure. Highlight matches of matches. Maybe that's it.
That's that highlight shared matches over 25 centimorgans.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Then it'll highlight them in red if they're over 25.
Yeah, so eventually. But it takes a while. After you do that, it takes a minute for it to decide that that's what you want to do. So, so let's come back here. I'm not getting it, but we'll see what happens. So.
I need to bail out because I've got another meeting.
You got another meeting. Glenn, thank you for being here to hold my hand through this whole thing. I appreciate it. So
no problem. We'll see you next time.
Okay. Say hi to everybody.
Okay.
So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to come back to this. So that's our Roots Magic. What do we want to talk about next time? Anybody? Marilyn, are you doing anything with Roots Magic lately? Or are you just kind of thinking?
Oh, I have got 10 now, and I'm learning 10. And
Okay.
I was interested in this DNA thing. I found that.
Yeah.
But you have to put in each name. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes. Yes, you
Okay.
do. Who'd you test with? Ancestry?
I've been with Ancestry and 23andMe, both.
Okay. Okay.
And
I mean, you know, if now, do you use two screens or do you use I don't use two screens because I'm kind of not around it, but
I have a second screen for this laptop.
okay. So I mean
And
that makes it easier.
yes.
You know, so you can pull up your Ancestry matches and then on the one screen and then you can do the other and to input them, which is fine. Yeah.
Okay.
But you do have to put them in. The issue is you need the names are, as I said, sometimes the name in your on your Roots Magic tree is got the maiden name, and the person when they tested did it under their married name. So you've got to kind of fuss with that a little bit. You don't want to change your Roots Magic, but you can put it in that second label, and if it's somebody you know their maiden name, but yeah, it's I wish they would let us choose to have it done by labels, that we could do it that way. Yeah, so that, I mean, it really isn't that bad, but I mean, I spent an hour or two playing with it and putting stuff in. And if I'd had a second screen, it would have been a lot faster. Although I printed mine off. So I use that Genia.
Well, I like 7 so well, and I had a terrible time with 8. I just didn't move to them.
Yeah.
I didn't really like 9. I think I'm going to like this 10.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I
10.
still have 7 on my desk desktop.
Yeah. Well,
I
I have 7 on it. You weren't around for this, but we had a member that wanted to print his big wall chart. And the
Oh,
only way you could get it to print was off of 7. So we had to,
really?
yeah, so we had to download it and then upload it and do all sorts of things, but because they just don't do wall charts very well in 10. So don't give up your 7. I went into Facebook and said, I've got this real problem, and some very nice gentleman said, this is what you have to do. And by Jove, he was right. That's what we
Yeah.
had to do.
Well, I
So-
like 7, and
Mhm,
of course I came from family origins.
Yeah, you've been around it a long time.
I've been around a long time, and all these changes. I came in when you only had one place to put anything. It was notes,
Yep,
birth and death and burial, marriage, and then you had notes.
notes. That was it.
And I found something not very long ago that I had to divide up that. So anyway,
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to learn and get around in
Now,
10.
if you want to watch videos, 9 and 10 are almost the same. The only thing they did to
Yeah.
10 was they added the DNA and the health reports and some other things. So if you've
Yeah.
got a video that says 9, and then they still have videos for 8, and a certain amount of that is what functions in 10. It hasn't changed. The screens might be a little different, but not too much.
Yeah.
So that's it. Yeah.
Well, I'm working at it, so
You'll
anyway.
get through it. Sometime if you're going to be up at the library, holler and
Yeah.
sometimes some hands-on works a lot better. So that's
Yeah,
it.
well, I've gotten away from genealogy quite a bit in the last 8 years because I've been involved with the
Mhm.
historical restoration of this church.
Yep.
And
Which
since
with the Scotch Ridge? No, which one?
no, it's Palmyra.
Palmyra. I knew it was over there somewhere. Okay.
Yeah, it's Palmyra, 1870, and
Yeah.
we had a tremendous, huge restoration and addition, and it was just too much. I couldn't concentrate on my genealogy, so
Okay. That's all right.
I'll get back in.
Good. Good. There's
All right.
always something to do. That's it.
Oh, yes, if you want to do it, and you always learn something,
You
but
do always learn something. So I'm going to share. I went down a rabbit hole because my brother and his wife were in Ireland. It's the first time my brother's ever been. And so I gave him directions on how to get to the place where our ancestor lived. And he actually drove up there and so forth. And he was asking me questions. He's texting back and forth, sending pictures. And it sent me down another rabbit hole. And I'm like, okay, I got to think about this. So then I started on working with this one, and I had gone through the baptismal records for that parish, and I had my ancestor were Andrew McCormick married a Bridget Gleason. And I was getting these matches to somebody that was a Ryan that married Mary Gleason. And I'm like, And I'm like, what are the odds that Mary and Bridget are related? And they actually lived in the next town land over. So they were very close, but they were not from that. They were not from that parish. They were from another parish. But the parishes are right next to each other. So that doesn't make any sense. So this is how you go down the rabbit hole. So then I thought, well, let's go see. I'll fill out a tree for this James Ryan and Mary Gleason and all of their children. And so I found all their baptismal records, and I put them in. And then I looked at it and I went, oh, the Irish have a naming tradition. And the tradition is you name the firstborn son after the paternal grandfather, and the second-born son after the maternal grandfather. And my second great grandparents named their second-born son Michael, which implies that was Bridget Gleason's father. I look over at Mary Gleason, who married the Ryan. They named their second son Michael, which implies that her father is Michael. I look back at Andrew and Bridget Gleason, Andrew McCormick, Bridget Gleason. They named their second daughter Susan. And James Ryan and Mary Gleason named their second daughter Susan. And I'm thinking, oh, if they are sticking to the tradition of the record of the traditional naming pattern, that means that Bridget and Mary's both had parents whose names were Michael and Susan. So I've decided, so I stuck him in my tree, put some question marks all around him on RootsMagic, and then calculated it. And these people that are descended from that Ryan Gleason marriage, I've got multiple people that I have DNA matches to. And in the tree, it shows that I'm a third cousin to these people. And wouldn't you know, that's how the DNA works too. So I think I have found Bridget Gleason's sister. I'm very excited about it. You know, and only other genealogists would think that was cool. But I still have to prove it. Unfortunately, they come from a parish where every other family is named Gleason. So I don't know if I'm ever going to make any progress on it, but we'll see what happens. So that's it. So that's my story, and that's how my DNA and my RootsMagic came together on that one. So I still have to work my way through the Ryans. The Ryans then came on to, where did they come through? They came up to Canada, and then some stayed there and some came down to Michigan. So I've got probably a half a dozen DNA matches through that family line. And so I'm having fun with it. So that's what we're doing. Okay. So who else has put something? Has anybody put anything in their DNA, in their RootsMagic? Anybody put anything? Have anybody touched their RootsMagic since last month?
Not in
Oh,
several months.
okay. Okay. Well, you got through your big event this weekend. You can maybe do something.
I did find that I'm related to Orion from Tipperary.
Oh, how'd you find that out?
I just working through Ancestry and adding stuff. Oh, let me think what tree it's in now.
Okay.
It's in my
Your mother's fine?
actually it's in Bob's family,
Okay.
his mom's family. So
Ryan's a common name, but my Ryans are from Tipperary, so
yeah,
that's
yeah.
it. Yeah.
I found the baptism and
Do you
all
know
that stuff
what
of the baby.
parish it was?
Not offhand, I don't remember.
Well, look it up and email me. That would be
I will.
I would love to know. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
And we wouldn't really be related because, well, we could be kind of maybe, but that'd be fun. It's all right. So that's it. Okay. John, you done something at all?
Yeah, I've contacted a few people. One was with the Roots Tech, where
Mhm.
they say you got cousins here and there.
Mhm.
Well, I found one that was the other from his first wife, my great grandfather,
Yeah.
and he had 3 kids,
Mhm.
and then she died. So
Mhm.
they pick up, go back to Massachusetts. He remarries, comes back, and that's where my side comes in.
Okay.
So I found that on that Roots Tech, and I said, "Oh, okay." So I sent him a little note. Didn't hear anything,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden this week, I get a little note,
Mhm.
and but they didn't really say anything. So I just said, "Well, thanks for reaching out, and if you have anything or you got any questions, let me know." Next thing I know, I get a call me. So that's what I ended up doing. Had a long conversation with him, and he's down in south of St. Louis and north of Cape Girardeau.
Mhm.
So I got that, and I'm kind of filling in a few of the blanks.
Mhm.
And that was one. And then the other one, I just got out of the clear blue. I've been searching for my 3 times great grandmother on my dad's side,
Mhm.
and can't really find it. Well, I found her. I found the headstone. And so then I went from there. But there's no maiden name that I can find. And I went on the family search,
Mhm.
And they had, and I got excited because I thought, okay, this is it. I got it. Well, the problem with that is they got two of them
Oh,
and they put all the kids together on Family Search.
two different families.
Yeah, with both of them. And, you know, they got this Elizabeth Rhodes and Elizabeth E.
Mhm.
So I started playing with that a little bit. And finally says, you know, this isn't gonna work. I don't know what I got going on here. But I called down there,
Mhm.
talked to the historical library,
Mhm.
and they had just gotten a phone call from a Rhodes out of close to Springfield, Missouri. So she gave me his phone number. I contacted him, and he has a little information that he had written down from his mother because he's not really into it. But
Mhm.
so I put together a bunch of stuff, sent it down to him, and that was the first part of the week. So
Mhm.
I'm hoping that maybe that'll go someplace for me.
I was trying to think of. So when was when was she born? About, would you say?
1811.
1811.
1811. And
Okay.
she shows up on the 1850. Well, yeah, um, she shows up with the kids in 1850.
Okay.
And my great grandmother is on there, the
Mhm.
one that married a Dozier and then they married a Terry.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I don't know. I played with that a little bit and got it worked up, but
And we don't know how long. We don't know. Well, was she born in? This is Elizabeth, the name.
yes, she I
Which
think was born in St. Louis.
okay.
She was born in Missouri,
So I'm
and
thinking.
that Rhodes, he was born in I think Indiana.
Okay.
And then he came to
Came over.
He came to St. Louis, had a family. They kept the family right there.
Mhm.
And then next thing you know, they moved to Seymour, Missouri.
Okay.
And she is in the Seymour cemetery, but
Cemetery.
not with a maiden name, just with her married name.
The only thing I can think of, and this is a real long shot, is to look for, and now that Family Search has that, I always use the phrase, where you can search under in probate records and stuff like that under a name,
Mhm.
would be to look for, if she was from St. Louis, we assume her parents were there. Maybe when the father died, she was named as an heir. And so you would search under the name of, if there are probate records for St. Louis, in that, lab. What is the phrase they're using now? Something search? Crap. We've talked about it. I can't remember. That's one of the sessions we're going to have at the spring conference. Is to if the probate records for St. Louis are online in Family Search, if you could search in it and put in the name Rhodes and see if it shows up and it says, to my daughter Elizabeth Rhodes, and then you go, oh, that's her father. Do you understand what I'm saying? Trying to say? Yeah.
But my problem with the Family Search
Mm-hmm.
is the 1850s census had her.
Yeah.
This Elizabeth
Yeah.
Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
When I go over to the Family Search and they put in all these roads,
yeah,
she's not there. And
really,
I'm going, I found her. I got her on the census.
in Ancestry, right?
Yeah, on Ancestry. It
But
has it
she's not.
on the 1950 census. It shows her right there
But
with
when
the
you look
rest
at
of the kids.
you look at the 1850 census for Family Search, and she's not there. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, on Family Search?
All Family Search did was put all the roads, and she's
Oh, you're
not one
talking,
of them.
you're talking about the tree.
Yeah,
Oh,
there,
okay, I'm-
she's not there.
Yeah, okay. Well, I don't use the tree very much. I always figure it's full of flaws. That's what you've
Yeah.
got. But yeah, so that would be the only thing, is to get into the probate records. Is it RHODES roads? Or
RHODES.
okay.
Right.
That'd be
Yeah.
interesting to see. I might, after we get finished here, I might kind of go in and see if that shows up. But that would be interesting, St. Louis. See if they're there.
Well, I got to go in tomorrow. I volunteer on Wednesdays.
Wednesdays, okay.
So I do that data entry, which just
Yeah.
kills me. I mean,
Oh,
I need a pillow when I go to bed. I go to that.
well, take your pillow with you.
Yeah. So, I do that for 3 or 4 hours, and then I just stop and I'll do my own stuff.
What's your what are you doing for data entry? What collection?
It's what's the name of there's a funeral home that was started up in 1922,
Okay.
and I started with the 1930.
Is it called Wabreen?
Dermot,
No, it is. I'm trying to think of it. I can't think
McDermott?
of it.
McDermott? No,
No, it's strange. They were only in business for, I think, until about probably 1942.
okay.
Oh.
Is it in Des
And it
Moines?
basically, I think, is an east side, because most of the burials are with Glenwood or Laurel Hill.
Laurel Hill, which is east
Those are
side,
the
yeah.
two. And other than that, they go out, maybe
Mhm.
the person came into Des Moines for a medical deal, and,
It's, yeah.
Or
died.
Sims?
In fact, I have a name, and I don't know if the name's true. I'm doing this data entry, and I come up with this, and I type it in, and I'm saying, wait a minute. The name is Turnip Seed.
Yep, that's true.
Turnip Seed.
Yeah,
And I'm
it's a
thinking, is that really a name?
it's an old New England name.
Oh my God. I couldn't believe it. I saw that. I've never seen that before.
No, I've heard it though. I think it's
Oh.
mostly because people have the same reaction, going, turnip seed, really? That's it.
I thought
Yeah.
somebody maybe got just tired of working with the funeral home and just said, hey, just put him down as Turnip Seed. So I thought,
My husband has a turnip seed in his line.
Yeah.
Yes, and I never heard it either. And I was like
Yeah,
you.
I was,
What, this can't be right.
76 years old, and I had never heard of it in my life.
And you didn't just fall off the turnip truck.
No, I did not.
No.
So yeah, it's
That's interesting.
a slow process, let me tell
It
you.
is. It is. Okay. Well, you're up to 19. What'd you say? 30?
Well, I started in 30, and I'm
Okay.
only getting probably 3 or 4 pages, and then I'm
Oh.
calling it quits. I can't
So
take
you're
it much
doing
longer.
more than just the name. You're putting some other.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, they have the name, they have the where they're from,
mhm.
someplace in Des Moines or someplace
Yeah.
outside the city.
Yeah.
Then they get the date of death,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have the age, and they do year,
Here.
month,
Month.
and day.
Day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then it goes, where were they born? So it's either Iowa or someplace else.
Mhm.
And then it goes father. So you got to put their father down. And in most of them, they have it in there.
Good.
The father, and where was he born?
Oh,
And then the mother, and where was she born?
she born. Okay.
And then it goes down to the spouse.
Mm-hmm.
And, you put their name in there. And by that time, you're down to, what cemetery are they
Are they
to?
going to?
Laurel Hill or Glenwood, or there's a few Woodland in there, but
Yeah.
not a lot.
And I think by that time Sims, I think, was closed. I don't think there were buriers in Sims. That's the one that's just east of the just east
East
of
of Fairgrounds. I never
Fairground, north of Laurel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
North of Laurel.
Mm-hmm. It's you
Laurel
actually see
Hill.
it on University, just east of the fairgrounds,
Just a
literally.
real small cemetery.
Yeah, it's and Yeah.
Well, Laurel Hill's a big
It,
cemetery.
it's a very large cemetery. It's a very hilly cemetery too.
Yeah, the
It's kind
Sims
of,
is right there
I go
between
over
the
there and put flowers
fairgrounds
down
and
every
the-
Memorial Day.
do
So,
you?
yeah,
Yeah. Getting to it is a challenge because you
It
can see
is.
it, but my husband and I were on a Sunday jaunt and I said, well, let's go to Laurel Hill because I like cemeteries. And it was like, how do you get into this place?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think you knew my deceased wife, Judy. And see, her family, that's where they're buried.
Okay.
So when she died, I said, no, we're not going there. We're going out here to Jordan Cemetery. Jordan Creek.
Jordan Creek. Okay.
Yeah. And her brother come up and talked to me.
Mhm,
And I just said, that's a long drive over there for me.
mhm.
And, I'll be visiting it. And I don't know if you will be or not.
Mhm.
And that was it.
That's it.
Then they were all happy again.
I drive by that cemetery because my boss lives around the corner and that's where our offices were. It's a beautiful little cemetery. Is it a township cemetery? Is that who you contacted for?
The Jordan Creek.
Yeah.
No, now that's the one that is on Fuller Road.
Fuller Road, yeah. So
Yeah.
who maintains
city.
it? Oh, it's a city. So you get a
City.
hold of the city. Okay.
But they have expanded that.
I know.
Really expanded it. When I bought my plots
Mhm.
there, I don't think there was 10 headstones.
Oh,
And now they're just all over there.
because
on that
I've been
north end.
driving by it since 1995. No, that's not right. When did I go to work for him? Yeah, 1995. So yeah,
Yeah.
I've been driving by. It's good. I always see there's a Vandenberg is one of the big stones as you go by, and I always think of that because Mary Vandenberg was a librarian. That's not her family, but you see certain names. It's a pretty,
Yeah.
they do. I have the feeling it was originally a township cemetery, and then city grew out there and took responsibility for it.
Yeah.
So
Because it
that's
was mainly up on the hip.
yeah,
And,
yeah. Mhm.
that's where all the old stones are from.
From
And then, they're moving west down the hill and
Yeah.
out on the flat.
Mhm.
And that's where it's moving now.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
going back a ways too,
that's it.
to the south.
That's it. Okay. You can tell we're genealogists. We talk about cemeteries, so that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, we've missed Mr. Gates, so we'll have to watch it online or something like that. We'll go from there. I don't know how long before it shows up.
I
And
record it.
Yeah. I don't have a DVR. And supposedly I could use a Fire Stick, but I haven't figured that one out yet, so we'll get there. Just
I
do
emailed you the Ryan.
Okay. I'll
from
go looking
Risk.
for it.
So your
Okay.
Fire Stick
Common.
should have the PBS app.
I don't. You're talking about to watch the recording or to watch the. Well, I can watch it on my. I can watch it on my tablet or I can watch it on my laptop too. I can go
Do
in
you
that way.
stream on those?
Mhm.
Do you stream?
Yeah, I
Okay.
do. I just I go in and watch BritBox and I watch Netflix and
Yeah.
yeah, as long as figure that one out. I just finished watching The Residents on Netflix. That was a little bit of a binge watch. You could watch 3 of them at a time, and then you finally came out of that. So that's it. Yeah. Just remind you that the spring conference is coming up. So encourage you all to think about. And I am doing one of the classes, so don't take
Yeah.
that for
I've already signed up. We've
Good.
already signed up.
I need to sign up too. So we'll go
I
from
got
there.
signed up last week.
Good.
Lisa, I guess you're coming to our German group next month.
No, they moved me to August.
Oh, you're coming in August. Okay.
Yeah, they had something else in May, so that they double booked. So I said that's fine. I'll do it in August. So that's fine.
German group was good last night.
What was it?
You were on it, Stacy?
Yeah, I was in the room. Yeah.
Oh, in the room. Yeah, and when she was done, why they cut it off. So I didn't get any more Zoom.
I know, that's why, well, because IGS then they didn't log into
Yeah,
their
so I didn't
Zoom.
get the rest of the meeting. It was a
Yeah.
gal that was talking about how to read the German language,
Mhm.
and she just really simplified it. It was
That's why
really
I went
good.
downtown. That's why I went down to the meeting, because I knew, for the Zoom, I figured we would miss,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Catherine Schober.
Okay.
yeah, that was it.
Catherine Schober, and she's,
And she's married to an Austrian, and so she speaks fluid German and but lives here in the States now.
Good. Good.
Oh, but she was so good and so thorough, and she spoke very, very clear and enunciated well. I mean, she was good.
I went
Good.
to Roots Tech last year, and I went to all her sessions that I could, because she was just absolutely amazing. And I was so excited when they announced that they were having her present. I
Mhm.
was like, oh boy, because she
Good.
is so good.
Now, do they
Okay.
pay them for that, Teresa?
Yeah.
Do you know?
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, they paid her. I don't know how much it was.
Well, I think the German groups got some money.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. So that's how
They
they
take
did it.
up a collection at every meeting,
Yeah.
where they
Yeah.
used to, I mean, in-house.
I don't know what they're doing now, but I assume they paid her. So that's it. Oh,
Yeah.
good. Good. I know. And Stacy, there were quite a few people who were physically present, right?
The
who
room was
went.
full. Yeah.
Good. Good.
Yeah,
Glad
the
to hear
room
that.
was definitely full. There were a lot of people there.
Okay. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, let's all go. What should we talk about next week? Next month? I don't know. Think about something. I'll keep playing with this, but I'm not, I want you all to try it just to see what happens. But yeah, maybe some of the reports. We'll go through the reports. We'll do some of the basics as we go through it. Okay. See what it
You know
says.
what? Maybe we could consider, if I'm the only one that's interested, we don't have to do this, but you did a session on on tasks at one time.
Okay.
I think it'd be fun for me anyway, to revisit that. I don't know
Sure.
about the group.
We'll look at tasks. We'll look at tasks.
Okay.
That implies a certain amount of organization, but we can try it. Put our task out there. So that's
I'm
it.
trying
Okay.
to get organized.
Okay. We'll try it and see
All
what
right.
happens. All
Thanks,
right.
Teresa.
You all go and have a good May. Have a good Easter or a good
Okay.
April. Have a good Easter. Stay
Yeah, good
warm
Easter.
and then go from there. And
See you next month.
see you next month, if not earlier. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.